Hello everyone, welcome back to the science class. We are doing chapter 5, combustion and fossil fuels. We have studied about combustion. Combustion is the process of burning in presence of oxygen to release heat and energy. Now, after completing the topic of combustion, we had already began with the topic fuels. We have just got an introduction in the previous video, what is fuel. Now children, we know that we cannot manage without fuel, whether it is at home or in the industries or for the transportation purpose. We cannot manage without fuel. We need fuel in almost every walk of life. Some fuels are suitable for using at home, some fuels are suitable for vehicles, and some are even used in generating electricity. So the electricity which we are getting at home is also produced with the help of fuel. Most of the electricity produced in India is produced with the help of thermal powers, and they use coal as fuel. So let us discuss this topic, fuels. And today we are going to take up the revision of the topic fuels, types of fuel, and then we will go on with the characteristics of an ideal fuel. So let us begin. Fuel. Fuel is a substance that produces heat and light energy on combustion. Means fuel is something which burns in presence of oxygen to release light and heat energy. Now we cannot use anything as fuel, anything which burns as fuel. Any combustible substance cannot be used as a fuel, because some substances they burn, but they burn very slowly, releasing very little amount of energy. So they become useless for us, and they also pollute the environment or leave the residue. Such fuels also we cannot use. Then some substances they just catch fire and burn completely within a very short period of time. Such fuels also we cannot use. Such substances also cannot be a suitable fuel. So we have to take a fuel which is suitable for us, means it should burn slowly but not very slowly, at moderate rate. And choosing the fuel for home requires some characteristics, choosing it for vehicles requires some other characteristics. There are various types of fuels which we are using, but generally we can categorize these fuels into three basic categories. Number one, solid fuel, second, liquid fuel, and third, gaseous fuel. This topic also we have covered in the previous video. Solid fuels are solid substances that burn to produce heat and light energy, like coal, charcoal, cow dung cake, wood, etc. are solid fuels. Coming to the next one, liquid fuel. Those liquids which burn to produce heat and light energy are called liquid fuels. They are like petrol. Most of the liquid fuels we are using in automobiles, in cars, scooty, bus and all. So here liquid fuels are petrol, diesel, kerosene, etc. Gaseous fuel. One gaseous fuel is available at your home only. In the LPG cylinder you have this liquefied petroleum gas, which is an example of gaseous fuel. This gaseous fuels, other gaseous fuels are compressed natural gas, biogas, etc. Now while choosing a fuel, two things are to be kept in mind. Basically, although there are many other parameters which we will discuss, but two major things we have to keep in mind. Number one is the efficiency of the fuel. Efficiency means the percentage of fuel which burns to release energy which can be converted into useful work. How much energy is produced and converted into useful We try to get the best possible or best efficient fuel, but still mankind has not been able to discover a 100% efficient fuel. If you look at your LPG, this burner, if the label is still present, you will see that efficiency is written there around 65% or 69%. 100% efficient fuel is still not discovered, or 100% conversion of fuel into energy is still not possible. Then second important characteristic is the calorific value. We have defined calorific value in the previous video. The amount of energy released on complete combustion of 1 gram of fuel. When 1 gram of fuel is burned, how much energy is released in kilojoules? That is called its calorific value. More energy is produced in 1 gram, then calorific value will be more. And if less energy is produced, then the calorific value will be less. The SI unit for calorific value is kilojoule per gram. Joule is the unit of energy, right? So kilojoule means 1 kilojoule means 1000 joule. Okay. Now here I have listed calorific values of some common fuels. Here you can see this is mentioned in kilojoule per gram, that is the unit. So wood has a calorific value of 17 kilojoule per gram. Means when you burn 1 gram of food, you get 17 kilojoules of energy. Similarly, coal has a range of 25 to 33 kilojoule per gram. Now why others I have listed as one single number, whereas here I have written a range? There is a reason for this. Coal, the calorific value of coal depends on the type of coal. Okay, we will learn about the types of coal in the coming part of the chapter. There are 3 basic types of coal: lignite, bitumen and anthracite. So there lignite has the lowest calorific value and anthracite is the best quality coal. Next is cow dung cake. I hope if you have been to a village or somewhere, you must have seen cow dung cakes. They are made from the excreta of animals, and circular shape is given to them, and then they are dried in the sun, and after drying it can be used as a fuel. The calorific value of cow dung cake is very less, only 7. That means the amount of energy which is released after burning cow dung cake is very less. So you need a lot of cow dung cake to produce more energy, and also it gives out a lot of smoke also, and it also leaves a lot of residue. Then methane and LPG, you can see the calorific value is 55 for methane, and LPG has calorific value of 50 kilojoule per gram. You can call this as a moderate calorific value, or medium, not very high and not very low. Whereas if you come down to these liquid fuels, this is also around same only, 45, 47, 48 for diesel, petrol and kerosene. And here lastly I have written for hydrogen. Hydrogen is not a very commonly used fuel, but it has the highest calorific value. Hydrogen has a calorific value of 150 kilojoule per gram. Means very little of hydrogen can produce lot of energy. Right? Now, but still hydrogen is not used in vehicles, or not very commonly used at home also. Right? In fact, hydrogen is used only at specific places like as rocket fuel, because hydrogen, although it has very high calorific value, it is not very safe. It is highly inflammable, means it catches fire very easily. That is why transporting hydrogen, taking it from one place to another is risky. Using it in the vehicles and automobiles is also very risky. because LPG and methane both are pollution free and they give you very good amount of calorific value also. They don't leave any residue. Your vessels don't become black, right? So it is suitable to use LPG as a fuel at home for cooking purpose. Petrol, diesel, they are mostly preferred for vehicles because they burn moderately in a combustion engine and they can be transported also properly. In the tank of the vehicle, they can be stored easily. So there we mostly prefer diesel and petrol. But the problem with diesel, petrol is that soon they are going to finish off. That is why the petrol and diesel prices are rising high. And in countries like India, we have to import them. Right? Now coming to, mankind always is trying to find solution to all these problems, like what can be a best fuel, what can be an ideal fuel. Let us see the characteristic of an ideal fuel. Ideal means having all the good qualities. Although it is not possible to have an ideal fuel, all qualities are not possible in one single fuel. The qualities which I have listed over here, all of them are not possible, but we try to choose a fuel which has most of these characteristics. So let us begin with the first one. They should burn at moderate rate and in controlled manner. The fuel should not burn very quickly and it should not burn very slowly. Right? So it should have a moderate rate of burning and it should be controlled. It should be safe. Then it should have high calorific value. Less fuel should give you more energy. Then it should have moderate ignition temperature. I hope you remember what is ignition temperature. The minimum temperature at which a substance catches fire. So this temperature, if it is very low, then it is not safe to use such a fuel. If suppose a fuel burns at room temperature, it will be very risky. And if the ignition temperature is very high, then it will take long time to complete the combustion or to burn. Then the fuel should be safe to handle and easy to transport as well as to store. The fuel should be such that we can use it very safely and we can store it safely and we should be able to take it from one place to another safely. Then the fuel should be cost effective. It should not be very costly. It should be cheap enough so that we can afford to buy it. It should be easily available at the place of application. We should be able to find it easily. We should buy it from anywhere easily, right? So it should be easily available. And lastly, and most importantly, it should be environment friendly. The fuel should not cause harm to environment. It should not cause pollution. It should not deplete the resources. Like for example, if we take wood as a fuel, wood causes deforestation. For getting wood, we cut so many forests, so many trees from the forest. So that is not environment friendly. And the fossil fuels mostly create air pollution. So they are also not environment friendly. But we can call LPG, CNG as environment friendly because they release almost no harmful gases. So they are clean fuel, we can call them. So children, I hope now with the help of this video you must be able to understand fuel and the characteristics of an ideal fuel in a better way. But along with this video, you need to read the book. Okay, you have to go through the topic carefully